What happens when you're 72 and suddenly you're alone? Not just alone in the way people say when they want a quiet weekend. I mean truly, profoundly, unshakably alone. No partner bringing you a cup of tea. No footsteps echoing down the hall. No one asking if you've eaten today or if you made it safely down the stairs. No caregiver to check on your meds. No child calling to ask about your day. Not even a neighbor passing by with a warm smile and a wave. Just the ticking of the wall clock, a sound you used to ignore, now the only company that never leaves. Your home, once filled with the clatter of dishes, the rustle of newspapers, the hum of shared life, now hums with silence. A silence so deep, it wraps around your bones. A silence so loud, it starts to ask questions. Is this safe? Is it wise? Is it brave, or is it reckless? It's not easy to say. Not when safety feels like more than just locks on doors and emergency buttons. Not when safety is also the comfort of knowing someone would notice if you didn't get up tomorrow. And yet, more and more people are here in this exact moment. Living alone, eating alone, sleeping alone, trying to stay strong, trying to hold on. Did you know? 1 in 4 adults over 65 in the United States lives completely alone. That's millions of people. Not just numbers, not just statistics. People with stories, with names, with aches in their joints and memories in their walls. Some are thriving, some are simply surviving. But how many are actually safe? Not just physically safe, but emotionally protected from the slow, creeping erosion of connection? How many know where the closest hospital is, but not the name of a single person who'd ride in the ambulance with them? How many are managing? How many are afraid to admit they're not? Because we don't talk about this enough. We don't ask the hard questions. We don't say out loud what so many feel in the quiet. I don't know if I can do this by myself. And yet, here you are. Maybe after divorce. Maybe after losing someone you loved for 40 years. Maybe after retiring and waking up with no one to cook breakfast for. Maybe just trying to figure out who you are now that everything familiar has gone quiet. If that's you, if you're nodding your head slowly right now, if you're staring at the same 4 walls wondering if they're closing in or holding you together, this video is for you. You're not weak for asking if this is safe. You're wise for seeking answers. And over the next 2 hours, we'll have a conversation, not just about locks and gadgets and medical buttons, but about the deeper kind of safety. The kind that reaches into your heart and whispers, you're going to be okay. Because safety isn't just about alarms. It's about peace of mind. It's about knowing you're not forgotten. You're not invisible. You're not alone in feeling this way. So let's begin. You and me. Let's talk about what it really means to live alone at 70. To start over after the life you built shifts under your feet. To be brave enough to try again even when your hands tremble. This isn't the end. It's a new beginning. And you're not walking it alone, not anymore. Let's talk about how to stay safe, feel strong, and reclaim joy in the quiet. Let's start with 5 powerful ways to build not just a safer home, but a safer, fuller life. Stay with me. You're going to want to hear this. After my divorce at 65, I thought I was prepared. I had signed the papers, packed the boxes, chosen the apartment. I even bought a new teapot. I told myself I was starting fresh. But that first night, the silence was brutal. The moment the front door clicked shut behind me, I froze. This place didn't smell like home. There were no familiar dents in the couch cushions. No toothbrush beside mine. Just my shadow on the wall and the loudest creak I'd ever heard in my life. Every time the pipes groaned, I held my breath. When the wind rattled the windows, I clutched the blanket tighter. When I turned out the light, I whispered to the dark, am I strong or just desperate? I didn't sleep that night. Not really. I sat on the edge of the bed with my knees pulled up listening. To the hum of the fridge, the tick of the thermostat, my own heartbeat. It wasn't fear of someone breaking in. It was the fear that no one would even know if something happened. I didn't cry. Not right away. That came later, around 3:17 a.m., when I opened the cabinet and realized I forgot to buy mugs. It wasn't about the mug. It was about the life I'd poured into someone else for 40 years. And now, I was left trying to figure out how to pour into myself. I know I'm not the only one. If you've ever started over after loss, After love unraveled quietly over the years, after a job ended or a partner passed or the kids moved out and never really looked back, then this right here is for you. You're not broken for feeling afraid. You're not weak because the silence echoes. You're not behind. You're human. And this channel, it's not for the people who've had it all figured out since 35. It's for the late bloomers, the ones who are brave enough to try again at 70, the ones finding themselves after everyone else has stopped asking who they are. You who just moved into a smaller place and stood in the kitchen wondering how to cook for one. You who still set 2 plates out by accident. You who never imagined you'd be doing this part of life alone, but here you are. And you're doing better than you think. Because the hardest step was walking through that door and saying, I will keep going. And now, it's about more than just surviving. It's about thriving. It's about reclaiming safety, dignity, and peace of mind. Not just locking the doors, but unlocking the parts of you that are still waiting to be lived. In this video, I'm going to share 5 powerful ways you can stay safe and find peace while living alone after 70. Whether you're navigating retirement, recovering from heartbreak, rebuilding after years of putting yourself last, this space, this time is for you. Let's talk not just about protecting your body, but also protecting your hope, your heart, your joy. Because you're not just surviving this chapter, you're rewriting it. And it starts right now. Are you ready? Let's begin. Tip number 1. Install smart safety tech. Let me ask you something. When you hear the word technology, what's the first thing you feel? Be honest. Is it curiosity, confusion, a little fear, maybe even frustration? You're not alone. I can't tell you how many times I've looked at a blinking light on some new gadget and thought, this thing's smarter than I am. And maybe it is. But here's the truth. Technology today isn't just for the young. It isn't just for tech geeks with 5 remotes and passwords they can actually remember. No, it's for you too. Because technology today can protect you, can watch out for you when no one else is around. It can be the quiet companion that stands between you and the unknown. Let's start with something simple. Have you ever heard of a smart doorbell? Like Ring? It's a little camera that sits by your front door. Doesn't look fancy. But the moment someone approaches, it alerts your phone or tablet. Wherever you are in your home, someone knocks, you can see them without ever getting up. You're in the kitchen making tea, and it's dark out. Just glance at the screen. No guessing. No surprises. And if someone suspicious comes by while you're asleep, it records everything. Peace of mind. In a box the size of your palm. Now, I know what you're thinking. I don't know how to install all that stuff. You don't have to. Most of these companies Ring, Nest, Simply Safe, they'll send someone to help you set it up. Or you can ask a family member, a neighbor, or even find a local handyman who specializes in this. But here's something beautiful. Once it's installed, you hardly have to touch it again. And if you live alone, that little lens at your front door becomes something more than a gadget. It becomes a second set of eyes. Eyes that don't blink. Eyes that never fall asleep. And while we're at it, have you ever seen smart motion lights? You plug one into a hallway outlet or place one in the bathroom, and the second you walk by, it lights up. No fumbling in the dark. No reaching for switches in the middle of the night. That small light? It might be the reason you don't fall next time you get up at 2 a.m. for a glass of water. Now, I want you to do something. Look around your space, your living room, your hallway, your bedroom. Ask yourself this. If I had trouble getting to the phone, could I still call for help? Because here's where smart assistants come in. Alexa, Google Assistant, even Siri. Yes, I know talking to a robot feels weird at first. But try this. Imagine something happens. You slip. You're not hurt badly, but your phone's across the room. And you say, Alexa, call my daughter. And it does. Instantly. It's like having someone in the room who listens and acts. Even if your hands are full. Even if you can't reach the phone. Even if your voice is the only thing you can use. And what if you forget to turn off the stove? Or you're away visiting someone and worried about lights being off? Smart plugs. Tiny little adapters you stick into your outlets. You plug your lamp or appliance into them and then control them right from your phone. Turn the light on at night even when you're not home. Check if the coffee pot's still on from the couch. It's not about gadgets. It's about freedom, control, reassurance. Now take a breath with me, because I know this all might feel like a lot, but it's not about learning everything today. It's about knowing that these tools exist, and they're made with you in mind. You deserve to feel secure in your own home, to walk into your living room and know, if something went wrong, someone or something has your back. And you don't have to be good with tech. You just have to be willing to let it help you. That's the thing about starting over, isn't it? You have to let go of what used to be and say yes to things that make your life better now, even if they feel unfamiliar at first. So tell me in the comments, have you ever used a smart home device before? Maybe a camera, a light, or have you been avoiding it because it feels too complicated? Type yes if you're open to trying just one new safety tool this month. You never know, it might just change how safe you feel when the house gets quiet at night. And speaking of quiet, let's talk about something even more powerful than technology. Something no app can replace. Tip number 2, daily check-in routine. When was the last time someone checked in on you just because? Not because they needed something, not because of an emergency, just to say, hey, you okay today? You see, something strange happens when we start living alone after years of noise, after children move out, after a partner's voice becomes a memory. The phone doesn't ring as much. The house stays too quiet for too long. And sometimes it's not the silence that's dangerous, it's what the silence hides. But here's the good news. There's a simple habit, a daily ritual that can make all the difference. A check-in. That's it. One call. One text. One hey, I'm good each day. It's not dramatic. It doesn't require a caregiver or a nurse or $1,000 system. It just takes one person who knows they'll hear from you today and will act if they don't. There's a beautiful little app called Snug. Have you heard of it? It's designed specifically for people who live alone. Seniors, late bloomers, the ones still standing after life storms. Every day at a time you choose, it checks in with you. You simply tap, I'm okay. That's it. No calls, no fuss. If you don't respond, it alerts someone you've trusted, your son, your neighbor, your friend, just in case. And guess what? It's free. Not into apps. That's okay. Let's make it even simpler. Start a good morning group text. 3 people. Your daughter, your sister, your neighbor 2 doors down. Every morning at 10 a.m., you text, hi, I'm here. All is well. And maybe they do the same. Let's try it together. Imagine this. It's morning. You pour your tea. You pick up your phone. You type, hi, it's 10 a.m. Just checking in to say I'm safe today. And then you hit send. Do you feel that? That tiny moment of purpose? That sense of being connected to something beyond your walls? That's what this routine gives you. Maybe it seems small, but small things keep us anchored. They remind us that someone will notice if we're missing. And more than that, they remind us that we still matter. If you're thinking, I don't want to bother anyone, let me gently say this. You are not a bother. You are someone who is loved. You are someone who has lived through decades of noise, love, loss, laughter. You don't owe anyone silence. You are allowed to be seen. So if you have a neighbor who waves but doesn't talk much, invite them into this. Say, hey, would you mind if we checked in on each other once a day? You'd be surprised how many people, especially at our age, are just waiting to be asked. This is bigger than safety. It's about meaning. It's about waking up and knowing someone out there expects to hear your voice today. Because some mornings, that's all it takes to keep going. So I want to ask you something now. Do you already have a check-in routine? Or is this something new for you? If you've got someone who checks on you each day, comment, I'm covered. And if you don't yet, but you'd like to, comment, I need this. Maybe someone in the comments will offer to be your buddy. You never know. Because yes, we're living alone now, but we're not alone in this. Coming up, I want to show you one of the most powerful tools you can have in your home. It doesn't sleep. It doesn't forget. And in an emergency, it can save your life in seconds. Tip number 3, community engagement. Loneliness doesn't knock on your door like a guest. It slips in quietly, through silence, through routines, through the absence of a shared laugh across the dinner table. And while living alone might seem like freedom, there are moments when that freedom feels like being invisible. But here's the truth. We were never meant to do life in isolation. Connection isn't a luxury at this stage of life. It's survival. It's nourishment. It's medicine for the soul. I want you to picture this. A quiet man named Harold. He was 74, retired for years. His wife had passed. His weekends, the same, grocery store, TV, silence. Then one day, while scrolling through Facebook, he saw a post. Local photography club, beginner's welcome. He almost ignored it. Almost. But something in him said, why not? So he dusted off an old camera, walked into that community center, and hasn't spent a Saturday alone since. And no, it wasn't just the pictures. It was the people, the smiles, the stories, the sense that someone looked forward to seeing him. That changes everything. You don't need a room full of strangers. You just need one shared space where your name is remembered. Maybe for you, it's not photography. Maybe it's a walking group, a bingo night, a church luncheon, a Zoom book club, a gardening society, or even a Facebook group where seniors share recipes, poetry, or stories from the road. And yes, online counts. The digital world isn't just for the young. There are Facebook groups with thousands of people over 60 talking about life, love, retirement, second chances, even dating. Yes, dating. Why not? Connection doesn't come with an expiration date. What matters is that you plug into something, anything that makes you feel seen. And don't wait to be invited. Start showing up, even quietly. Lurk in a group until you feel safe enough to post. Attend one community center event. Even if you only say hello. Join that Zoom call even if you keep your camera off the first time. It's okay to be shy. You've been through a lot. Heartbreak, loss, change. Starting over takes courage. But showing up is how it starts. Let me ask you, when was the last time someone said your name, not because they had to, but because they were glad you were there? You deserve to hear your name said with joy. You deserve to be missed when you skip a meeting. To be included when plans are made. To laugh at a joke that only someone your age would understand. It's never too late to belong again. So here's what I want you to do after this video. Look up one community event near you. Just one. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone rebuilding their life. And comment, I'm ready if you're stepping into your next season with courage.